Thank you for joining us for this segment of Voice Lake County News. We have learned a lot by researching the marketing tactics of the tobacco industry, including e-cigarettes, and how they design and market their products to attract youth. There's more research available that exposes these tactics, which are designed to cover up the truth and deceive the public. We have also learned that the alcohol industry uses many of these same tactics. Today, we will look at some of the sweet deceptions, marketing practices that try to influence teens like you and me. We will look at side-by-side comparisons of the practices of the tobacco and alcohol companies. Alcohol consumption and tobacco use are closely linked behaviors. Not only are people who drink alcohol more likely to smoke or vape, and vice versa, but also people who drink larger amounts of alcohol tend to smoke more cigarettes. Several mechanisms may contribute to the dual alcohol and tobacco use. These mechanisms include genes that are involved in regulating certain brain chemical systems, neurobiological mechanisms such as cross-tolerance and cross-sensitization to both drugs, conditioning mechanisms in which cravings for alcohol or nicotine are caused by certain environmental cues, and psychosocial factors. To put it more plainly, nicotine can reach the brain within 7 seconds. The area of the brain responsible for emotions and controlling our impulses is very vulnerable to nicotine's effects because this part of the brain doesn't finish developing until about age 25. Developing brains are uniquely at risk for exposure to nicotine. The risks include addiction, mood disorders, permanent lowering of impulse control, and potential harm to the parts of the brain that control attention and learning. That also means when your brain becomes used to the drug nicotine and alcohol, it will continue to crave more and more. When you are exposed to cues in the environment, like ads in stores, outside on buildings, or while you're looking at posts on social media on your phone, cravings for these drugs or the items that deliver them will get stronger. Drinking is very different for a teenager than for an adult. As we just saw, the teen brain continues to develop until around age 25. Drinking has significant negative effects on its development. As an important reminder, it is illegal to buy or drink alcohol and possess tobacco and vape products under the age of 21. The problem here is that big tobacco and alcohol company executives know their products are addictive, and if they can get young people to start using their products, there's a good chance those young people will become repeat customers for many years. What you need to know is that these companies, just like Big Tobacco, shown here, study the habits and cultures of teens and have been doing so for many decades. Big tobacco companies like Brown and Williamson lied for years, including while under an oath. The men you see pictured are CEOs of big tobacco companies being sworn in to testify before Congress in 1994. During the hearing, they each testified that they did not believe nicotine was addictive. Then, in 2006, U.S. District Judge Gladys Kiesler ruled that tobacco companies broke civil racketeering laws and defrauded the American people by lying for decades about the health effects of smoking, which was made worse by marketing specifically aimed at children. The 4 Ps of marketing. The way tobacco and alcohol products are advertised, particularly at point of sale, is definitely not an accident. When you look at this very basic marketing principle, the 4 Ps, product, price, placement, and promotion, you can see how these companies are investing in every one of these strategies to increase their sales. To maintain their markets, tobacco and alcohol companies must continue to invest heavily in advertising and promotion. To expand the market, they must encourage consumers to switch brands or increase their consumption, or persuade non-users to begin vaping or drinking. We, the young people, are the #1 target for their efforts. It's a well-known fact that teenagers like sweet products. Honey might be considered. This is from another Brown and Williamson document drafted in 1972. This is a tactic right out of Big Tobacco's playbook, which the alcohol industry borrowed. Number 1, create a product that is highly addictive. Number 2, claim it is intended for adults only. Number 3, target the appeal to teens. Number 4, make billions in profits from the product. Number 5, do all the above while misleading the public about the product being addictive and potentially deadly. The tobacco and alcohol industry are smart in their approach and focuses on 3 tactics to push their agenda and attract new young consumers: flavors, changing social norms, and marketing. In 2018, the tobacco industry spent $7.2 billion to advertise and promote their products in the retail environment. This does not include e-cigarette marketing. The alcohol industry also pours millions of advertising dollars into media, trying to influence teens' choices and win their loyalty. Most exposure to alcohol ads by youth happen by outdoor signs and television commercials. These are the types of traditional ads you're likely to be exposed to in magazines or at retail locations. 7 in 10 teens are exposed to ads in stores, on the internet, on TV, or in magazines. Researchers have consistently found that alcohol advertisements routinely violate the codes that they vowed to self-regulate to keep advertisements away from the eyes of children. Other studies have also concluded that youth exposure to alcohol advertising on television, the internet, social media, and radio stations have grown faster than adult exposure. Just like the tobacco companies, alcohol advertisers are targeting underage youth and teen views. When we participated in the data collection for research on tobacco marketing, we found that African Americans, Hispanic, and low-income communities had approximately 10 times more ads that are regularly seen by children. Girls are targeted more than boys, with ads for beer, ale, distilled spirits, and low alcohol refreshers. You can see here that African American and Hispanic youth are exposed to more alcohol ads each day. Since the 10% of those who drink most heavily account for 50% of all alcohol consumed in the United States. This is a very important reason to advertise. The alcohol companies spent $7.6 billion in 2019 just to advertise their products. Estimates show nearly half of all adolescents in the U.S. visit convenience stores at least once a week, which points out how many youth are routinely exposed to product displays and advertising for tobacco, as well as alcohol and other unhealthy products. On top of this, many studies indicate that C-stores have more tobacco marketing materials than other types of stores, and alcohol marketing materials are always close by. We know tobacco and alcohol go together, including vapes. Many people are surprised to hear that the retail store is the #1 source of e-cigarette advertising for youth. Studies have linked exposure to e-cigarette and alcohol advertising to the likelihood that kids will begin drinking and vaping early. Let's go to Nomi in Maryville with a field report.
Through our participation in data collection for research, we have observed how point-of-sale marketing is used to influence our decision. We should first mention that convenience stores that sell tobacco and alcohol are too often less than 1,000 feet from a school, like this store. We know that placement of items and advertisements are not accidental. Marketing research points to the benefit of locating products at eye level or near other desirable products to your intended consumer. Since we know that tobacco and alcohol industries certainly understand and apply this research, it's upsetting to see tobacco and alcohol products displayed next to kid-friendly items who are at youth eye level. The next time you are in a convenience store, pay close attention to these products and how they are placed next to some popular snacks. We should not let these companies continue to target us. Naomi Greer reporting from Maryville for Voice Lake County News. Back to you, Nicola.
Thank you, Nomi. This is another example from a local store that again shows how alcohol products are unintentionally placed near products that are typically bought by youth and young adults. Despite regulations designed to limit advertising to youth, alcohol brands were found to send alcohol advertisements directly to underage profiles on social media platforms such as Instagram. Specifically focusing on Twitter and Instagram, underage profiles have free access to alcohol brand promotional pictures, videos, and messages. Youth are being targeted with alcohol-related advertisements on social media platforms. The other day, I was scrolling through Instagram and saw an ad for a White Claw hard seltzer, and then a couple of posts later, I saw another ad for a beer. I was shocked to see those ads so close together. Like many of you, I have a younger brother who's 12. And I don't want him being exposed to this type of underage targeting while being on social media. Let's face it, we are always on our phones, checking emails, social media posts. This is now how we communicate. This opens the opportunity for us to be targeted by ads from the alcohol and tobacco industries. Together, we can resist these predatory marketing tactics and take action to protect our well-being. How alcohol companies can reach people on social media. Social media advertising can reach more people than any other forms of advertising. Alcohol companies pay for sponsored alcohol advertisements that pop up in news feeds or stories of their target audience, advertising specific drinks or bottle shop promotions. Alcohol companies collect personal data of social media users and then target certain groups. Alcohol brands also create official Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages to engage fans. Some social media influencers are paid by alcohol companies to upload photos or videos of themselves with an alcoholic drink. They also rely on popular culture and celebrities to entice youth to consume their products. What makes the marketing so attractive is the creative packaging and flavors that will appeal to youth. Using kid-friendly flavors is evidence that these products are targeted to youth and not adults. When products that are dangerous for youth consumption are flavored and packaged with labels like cotton candy, cupcakes, or green apples, that is sweet deception, a marketing tactic that is intended to get youth to use a product that is known to cause health issues, can lead to illegal issues, or cause permanent damage to someone's life. We have also observed the display of colorful alcoholic beverages with fruity and candy-like names in retailers that are in close proximity to schools or near places where youth and young adults gather. The tobacco and alcohol industries have a long and successful history of targeting teens and kids and attempting to normalize the use of tobacco and alcohol by manipulating youth culture and creating the false impression that youth behavior is widespread, fun, and cool, while hiding or lying about known risks. It is this type of normalization that we must raise our voices against. 10 ways to say no to underage drinking. As we wrap this up, here are some ideas you can use to say no to underage drinking. Number 1, be blunt. Number 1, be blunt. No, I'll pass. Number 2, divert the attention. Nope, I'll go shoot some hoops instead. Number 3, keep your cool. No thanks, that's not my thing. Number 4, shake it off. No way, I'm not into that. Number 5, blame mom and dad. No thanks, my parents would kill me. Number 6, blow it off. Nah, that's nothing but trouble. Number 7, stay honest. And get grounded for life? I don't think so. Number 8, think of your future. I've got to study. Number 9, make a healthy choice. Not today, I'll wait. Number 10, communicate clearly. No, just no. We believe teens have the power to create norms and a culture that celebrates tobacco-free and alcohol-free lifestyles. The numbers are with us. So what can you do? Reject the myths by educating yourself and your peers with facts. Resist the industry's tactics by engaging with your community to expose industry normalization tactics. React by celebrating and promoting tobacco-free and alcohol-free lifestyles and messaging. We welcome Indiana teens interested in helping us develop and deliver messages and resources. Visit the Voice website to connect. I'm Mika Neely in Lake Station for Voice Lake County News. News that engages, educates, and empowers teens. See you next time.